G'day guys, Dom here, and welcome to my eternal battle with the echo in this factory. I don't know what it is today, but this video really doesn't want to get made. I've had phone calls, I've had old dodgy fuckers coming in, I've had just echo. Echo's been the main problem today, because every single time I go somewhere in the factory, it seems to be getting worse and worse. So, I'm not filming it again. If it's bad, I'm sorry. I just want to get the information out there because, well, yesterday essentially I did a video on my Paragon kiln, and those are some awesome kilns. I can't recommend them enough. I love mine, but they're thousands of dollars. My Paragon kiln was $3 grand, and they go up to like $4 grand, I think, as well. So they're not cheap. And when I first started knife making, I didn't have $400. I didn't have $4 to rub together. So there was no way in hell I was going to drop my money on a kiln like that. Luckily, I got this thing. So I was lucky enough to get this oven for free, and you might be as well. So the good news about these ovens is that if you can get one and you can figure out that it works, you've got to kind of fuck around with them a bit, but if you can figure out, if you know it works and you can get one, they can work great, but you got to be lucky. This all depends on the area, you know, where you're living, situation, all that sort of stuff. Personally, for me, in my area, there's a few schools around here, there's a lot of businesses around here, and you know, they close, or a school shuts, or someone sells off their equipment, or somebody gets into pottery, doesn't like it, sells off their gear, all that sort of stuff. So, the two things that you really want with one of these kilns, you want it to be electronic, you want the heating elements in there to get warm with electricity, and you want it to be relatively accurate and get to temperature. So you want it to be able to hold temperature, and you want it to be able to get to temperature. So if you're looking around, you want to grab yourself one of those little, I really should know this, but they're like a little temperature gauge controller thing with a probe on there. They're like $200 on eBay. You want to grab yourself one of those. And before you buy the kiln, you want to see that it works, and you want to see that it gets to temperature. If it can get to temperature and it holds temperature, well, then there's a pretty damn good chance it's going to work for you. I can't guarantee it'll work for you, but obviously, if you do a bit of research and a bit of homework, you might be able to figure it out and hack it. Now, this is not going to replace the big Paragon kiln. It just isn't. This is a lot fiddlier. But if you're patient and you work with it and you understand what you're doing a little bit and work within the limits of the machine, you can get the same results. So when I first started knife making, this was my go-to kiln. This kiln has done hundreds of knives. If you look at my build videos, there's a lot of build videos you see me heat treating knives out of this kiln. It works great. And I think it's probably a better option if you can than building your own kiln. And a lot of guys like to build their own kiln. If you can find something like this is at least going to be a starting point at the very least instead of building your own kiln. Or if you're lucky like me, you can actually make it work for you. You can also get these little boxes off eBay, and they can actually be used if you're smart enough and you've got that electronic programming and skills and all that sort of stuff, which I personally don't. Somebody else did it for me, but if you've got that skill, you can actually wire these things up and attach like a little aftermarket programming box thing to it to control your RAM temperatures. If I had that skill with electronics, I'd absolutely do it, but I don't. The way I heat treated my knives is I'd stick a little electronic probe in there, and then I'd actually use this. So essentially I was manually adjusting the temperature to keep it constant. So it was starting to go up, I'd turn the power down. It was starting to go low, I'd turn the power up. And with practice, I could actually maintain it within a few degrees of where it needed to be. And it's gotten to the point now where I can actually get the same Rockwell numbers heat treating out of this that I can out of the big kiln. Obviously the big kiln's a whole lot nicer. I can just turn that kiln on, set it and forget it. This one, you really got to watch it and make sure it works, which is why I don't really use it all that much. I'm still keeping it around just because it's a good backup to have if I get desperate, but you don't absolutely need to have it. Obviously some limitations are the size. This one's very small in there, but I think it also helps as far as getting up the RAM speed goes. So yeah, it's probably like a really specific video if you're just lucky enough, or you're trying to find a way to hack your way around getting a heat treat oven or a kiln or something. So this is a really good bet if it works. Obviously you gotta do your research, you gotta get yourself one of those little probe things and make sure it gets the temperature, make sure it holds temperature. But if you can do those two things, it'll work for you. It won't replace one of those big kilns, but it'll sort of be that stepping stone in between a big kiln where you can start heat treating your knives and get yourself out there to get to that next level. Otherwise, you can send it out to a commercial heat treating place, but obviously depending where you live, that may not be an option. I usually went to a commercial heat treating place because while this does work, it's a fuckload of work and it's not ideal. Also, obviously the size is limiting. I just thought I'd get this information out there because I haven't seen anybody else use one of these pottery kilns to heat treat knives in, and for me personally, it's worked great. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions or comments or whatever, drop them down below. I'll get to as many as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.